Welcome to episode 44, Mindfulness of Breathing, a Guided Meditation, by Frank Baird, licensed marriage and family therapist and licensed professional clinical counselor. From Clearly Clinical, learn, grow, shine.
You might start this meditation by noticing where your attention is right now. Maybe it's focused on the thinking that's happening. Maybe it's focused on some emotions or a mood that's happening. Maybe it's focused on some body sensations happening. Maybe it's focused on some combination of these different aspects of your being. You might start the meditation just by noticing where attention is, and then bring it to the body. Depending on your posture, whether you're standing or sitting or lying down, and depending on whether your eyes are open or closed, you might feel the places where your body makes contact with something. If you're standing, you might notice where the feet make contact with the ground. Or if you're sitting, you might notice where the body makes contact with the chair. If you're lying down, you might notice all the places in the body that are making contact with whatever surface it is you're lying upon. These sensations are probably pretty easy to notice, pretty easy to feel, pretty easy to be aware of. You might notice, feel whatever other sensations are happening in the body right now. If you notice any places where there's tension or tightness, you might make a gentle effort to let go of as much of that as you can. You won't be able to let go of all of it. Depending on your posture, some of it's needed to sustain your posture. It's also needed to sustain your effort at paying attention. But you might notice that there's some you can let go of for now. Maybe there's some body tightness or tension that's left over from something earlier in the day and isn't needed anymore. Or maybe you notice there's some tension or tightness in anticipation of something that might happen later in the day, but that tension and tightness isn't needed yet. Or you might notice some places where you're holding tension and tightness just out of habit. And now that you're mindfully aware, you have a choice. You can either leave that tension and tightness there, feel it, and observe its effects. Or for now, you might make a gentle effort to let go of as much of it as you can. You might feel the body breathing. You might feel how the body breathes on its own. You don't have to make it breathe. You don't have to breathe in any particular way. You might bring attention to breathing and just feel it happening. You can use breathing as an anchor to the present moment. It only happens in the present moment, and it's always happening. So whenever attention wanders off or gets pulled away, when you notice, gently bring attention back to breathing, back to feeling breathing happening. You might notice thinking happening. You might notice emotions or mood happening. You might be aware of other physical sensations happening, or sight or sound. If attention goes to any of these places, that's not a problem. It's just where attention goes, or where attention went. You just notice, acknowledge, and gently bring attention back to breathing, back to feeling breathing happening. Just breathing, letting attention rest with breathing, or letting breathing be a place to refocus attention, a place to restart the effort at paying attention. Just feeling the physical sensations of breathing. Noticing where attention is now, and wherever it is okay. It may not be where you intended it to be, but there it is. So you just notice and acknowledge and gently bring attention back to breathing.
You've just finished listening to another exclusive Continuing Ed podcast by Clearly Clinical. If you like what you just heard and you need Continuing Ed credits, please visit us at clearlyclinical.com to check out our one-year membership, where you'll have access to our growing library of Continuing Ed podcast courses. Clearly Clinical, where our goal is to help you learn, grow, and shine.